Lovely to see you all. Hi, Facebook.
Hello.
Hi, YouTube. Look who I've got with me.
Hi.
Up in my bedroom. Now, if you're watching live, this is apparently Blue Monday, but we're going to change all that. We're making it pink.
Yep,
Pink
absolutely.
Monday. So I've got my lovely travel wrap on. Lil's got her pink hair.
Yep.
Even Basil's got, I don't know.
She has a blue collar.
She has a blue collar. Fail. Never mind. But there's a bit of blue going on. But we are in the pink. And if you were looking at my stories on Instagram earlier today, you will have seen that I was doing a bit of exercise this morning, and that's like the best thing for helping to banish the blues. Then I was taking my creatine supplements, which are really good for warding off sarcopenia and helping with preventing muscle mass as you age.
What is sarcopenia?
Well, it's something, darling, that you will learn about when you are older, when you are very old, like your mother. It's basically when you lose muscle mass.
Oh, okay.
And it really happened. I mean, it's a real thing. And in fact, we wrote about it. If you've got your copy of the magazine, right up the front here, we tend to do all our health and beauty at the top. And there's a whole feature there called Stop Sarcopenia. And it tells you all about it. And also, I did a whole feature, Live Well for Longer, on how to preserve muscle mass, because they say, actually this is something that you'll need to read about, because it says that from the day that we're born until we're around 30...
No, I'm not happy about this. I don't.
Our muscles are growing stronger and larger, okay? But you're about to have a big birthday, darling, aren't you?
Mummy.
So...
No, seriously, Mummy.
What? Oh, well, you've had a big birthday.
Had a
I mean,
big
you're about to have a
birthday.
big birthday party.
Yeah.
Well, we're
I
talking
am
about
now
your
30.
birthday party. You are now 30. But we are planning, or you are planning,
I am planning
a party.
Once lockdown's
That's what
over.
I meant. Yeah, exactly. We're just making plans for that.
Not
Well,
once lockdown's over, once it's all safe.
yeah, once it's all safe. Maybe in the summer.
Yes,
Summer
exactly.
party is always good. So this says that from the age of 30, and obviously it speeds up later, we can, then it sort of levels off, so our muscles stop growing and getting stronger and larger. And then as we get, with each decade, we start to lose 5% of our muscle mass. 5%. So from each decade, from the age of 30 onwards, so that's between 5 to 7 pounds of muscle that we lose each decade.
I'm not very happy about
No, I
this
know.
new
So you need to.
information.
Well, I'm very sorry to break it to you, but you know, knowledge is power.
It is.
So that is the thing. If we know about this stuff, so lots of things, and unfortunately, things that adversely affect muscles are things like sitting still, stress. So all of that stuff, losing hormones, obviously, as we age. We need vitamin D and we need creatine. So I wrote about it here if you've got your magazine. By the way, just a quick little last call. I mentioned last week that we have a special offer for subscribers. So if you're new, if you've yet to get your magazine, it's not in any retail shops, which is just as well, because most of them selling magazines are closed.
Yep.
So we send it direct with free P&P in the UK. We can send it all over the world as well, but it's free UK P&P, and you get 6 issues for the price of 5. But right now, we have just a last few of last year's Jan-Feb issue. So the great thing, I was talking actually to a friend yesterday who has all her magazines lined up in her kitchen. And she says that every year she goes back each month and kind of looks, because if you look, you know, Jan, Feb last year, if you pull yours out, you'll find all the seasonal recipes that relate to this time of year. You know, all the stuff like SAD, seasonal affective disorder, all the extra vitamins that you might need to take at this time of year, because it's, you know, all the information is really relevant and good. So we print it on book quality paper. What are you smiling at?
I'm smiling at Harry. I'm smiling at Harry.
Is Harry joining?
Yeah, he's
Hi,
joined.
Harry.
He said, I really love it when Lily's on.
Oh, hello, Harry.
For those who don't know, he's my husband.
Hello, Harry.
If
Hello,
anyone thinks
son-in-law.
that I've got a fan.
Secret admirer. You have many fans, I'm sure. But just to say that the magazines, you do want to keep them because they are printed on book quality paper with book quality printing, so they're not things that you throw away. Anyway, we have, I think, I don't know, a few dozen left of the archive issue that you get free as a bonus if you're a new subscriber. So please rush and grab that because they will be gone very quickly. And something I wanted to share with you, just to kind of bring a little bit of sparkle and joy into this Blue Monday, which we're turning into a Pink Monday, is you might have spotted behind me.
I'm so excited about this.
This is just something that I wanted to share with you because I found this online in the sale. It's a British company called Needle and Thread. Isn't that amazing? And they are, I know you're into your ethical fashion.
I am, yes.
And all of that. And these are recycled sequins.
So important to us. They're just little bits of plastic that
Exactly.
break down. Yeah.
So we do love a bit of sparkle and a bit of sequin. But look at this, it's so pretty. And if you hold on to that for a sec, because you may, those of you who are subscribed to my magazine and have the Christmas edition, will know that I wore this dress. I actually borrowed it for a photo shoot here. So on the Liz Loves page at the back, that's the dress that I was wearing. And it's designed by Jasmine Hemsley, who's one of the lovely Hemsley sisters. And she did this whole collection for them called the Chakra collection, or Chakra, because she's really into her Ayurvedic and her chakras and all of that. So I think the colours represent the different chakras.
I think they must do.
So you must get some sort of, I don't know, uplifting mood when you wear it. But isn't it just so gorgeous? So I looked it up online. I was just kind of snooping around the net, as you do, and it was half price in the sale. So I couldn't resist it. No. So there you go.
And when we're allowed, I'm going to borrow it for my 30th birthday party.
Are you?
Or can I?
You can borrow it. Yes. What am I going to wear?
I don't know.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
Maybe there'll be a theme. So you'll have to...
Oh, really? Do you think there'll be a theme? Well, yes, I know. What sort of theme?
Fancy dress.
Fancy dress. You know us. We love our fancy dress. Mm-hmm. So those of you who saw Barella's birthday pictures for lockdown will know that she had a theme. I mean, there was only half a dozen of us, obviously a family. But you had to come as the first... Something to do with the first initial of your name.
Yes, something that begins with...
Well, you cheated, really.
I just came as a lily.
Well, yeah, you were a very beautiful lily. I went as a lamp. Which was
it was excellent.
It was actually super easy because I just shoved a lampshade on my head and I found a dress in the back of my wardrobe.
Dress.
It was a very lovely dress,
yes.
which I never normally wear because it's not really kind of my thing. But it's that very tiny little silk fortuney pleating which looks a bit like a lampshade.
Yes, exactly.
So and then I had a piece of flex and a plug in my hand. So I mean, honestly, if you're after a super easy fancy dress costume for the future, just long, simple, slimline, long dress and a lampshade on your head, and it's perfect.
Yep, and your lamp.
I had a funny comment actually from my friend Anthea on Instagram because she posted on her Instagram yesterday. She had a lobster on her head for some reason. I don't know whether she was channeling that surrealist painter. Was it Magritte or somebody that did lobsters, or Dali?
Dali made the lobster phone.
The lobster phone, yes. So
Yes.
she was channeling that. Anyway, I made some funny comment on her Instagram, and she, quick as a flash, she came back and she says the lady who put a lamp on her head.
Yes,
so
well,
it's like, well,
touche.
okay. So, other things that we can do, apart from wearing sequins and being sparkly on Blue Monday, is look at supplements and vitamins.
Yes.
And I posted about creatine, but other things that I take are magnesium. Magnesium, really important for mood. This is the one from Newson Health. I absolutely love this. This is the one that I take. And there are different types of magnesium, and the reason I like this is it contains magnesium malate, citrate, and ascorbate. So it's got 3 different types.
Very good.
The tablets are quite big, so they've been described as horse tablets. But they are scored in the middle so that you can break them in half, and you can dissolve them or grind them up if you really want to. But there is 10% off Liz Loves from Newson Health supplements, and you get those from emmasnutrition.com. I know, Amy, you're on Facebook today. Hi, Amy. Hello. Thank you very much for that. Amy will pop all the links on Facebook, and if you're watching on Instagram, then you can head to Linktree, which is in my bio, or just go to lizearlewellbeing.com and you'll find everything there. But anyway, magnesium I find really helpful. I take it 2 hours before bed.
Yes.
So I take 1 in the morning, kind of keep me calm during the day, and 2 hours before bed to help me sleep. But
good.
you take quite a lot of magnesium, don't you?
Yes, I take 600 And I think the dosage is more like 400.
Yeah, this is actually, what's this? Each pill is 250.
So that would be 500.
And you take 2 of them. Yeah, so that's 500.
So there was a study done on migraine sufferers taking 600 a day.
Okay, so that, and does it matter which type? Which type do you take?
I take malate because I find that it's more gentle on the tummy.
Yes. I mean, that's why I take this one, because it's gentler on the tummy. So, okay, magnesium malate. So you take 600.
Yes, I do.
A day. Do you take
evening? I take it all at once.
All in one go at night. Okay. And do you find you sleep better?
Yes, I guess ish.
Hard to know, maybe.
Hard to know what it is because I've also been using red light and stuff to help me sleep
red
better.
light. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. Super exciting, the red light. So the other thing that I do, actually, talking about magnesium.
Oh, I love these.
So this is Better You. We've also got a Liz Loves deal with Better You. So these are the Magnesium Flakes that you can put in the bath last thing at night.
Lovely.
A magnesium bath. It's something that you do, isn't it?
It is something I do, yeah.
So I use this. It's also good for aching and tired muscles. So if you've been working out, it's really good. I put a few drops of lavender in last thing at night because that really just switches the brain off. And it tells my kind of limbic system that controls mood and emotion in the brain, that goes through the sense of smell, that it's time now to go to sleep. It's time to wind down. So I love it, but you need to use quite a lot. I mean, here...
Yes, you do.
250 grams of magnesium flakes. That's about 2 cups. This one is 1 kilo, so that's going to give you four really generous baths. You can also buy Epsom salts, similar thing, but actually I think that these flakes are particularly good. They're very high in magnesium, and they've done lots of clinical studies to show that it can really help absorb magnesium through the skin. So if you want these, if you want anything from Better You, actually you get 15% off at the moment with Liz Loves.
Very good.
Because the other thing that I use from them, I use the magnesium gel when I've been working out. They've got really nice gel. They've also got magnesium body sprays for joints.
Very good.
Oh, they're really clever, actually. And what I like about their packaging is they use plastic, but it's all plastic that's been recycled from the ocean.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, they do clean-up operations, and then they make a real point of it. So if you go onto their website, you can read all about their ocean-saving plastic. It's really good, because obviously a lot of healthcare products, in terms of safety and hygiene, you know, you've got to have them in plastic. And unfortunately, that's one of the downsides, isn't it, of yet another downside of all the PPE and all of that.
Yeah, so much plastic.
So much, you know, throwaway plastic and masks and all of these things. So we're going to be piling up a real lot of pollution, unfortunately, for the future that we have to deal with.
But
so taking it out with things like this is good.
If you use a disposable mask, snip the ear straps before you put it in the bin, because then it stops. If it does end up in landfill, it stops it. You know, wildlife getting tangled up in it.
Oh,
you know,
brilliant.
like the beer.
Roundels
things.
The plastic. Oh, yes. You are. Yeah, I'd forgotten that. That's really good. So snip your strings.
Mm-hmm. If you're using disposable masks.
Yeah, or I guess ideally use cloth ones and wash them. But I guess if you're in a hospital setting, I know you can't do that.
No.
You know, clinicians have to use.
Or some places make you wear the disposable surgical ones, like going on a plane, for example.
Right.
They make you wear. You have to wear.
Really good tip. Snip those, and also snip those little roundy clear plastic things that hold cans together.
Yes.
Yes. The other things from Better You that I like are the vitamin B12 sprays. So you spray that on the inside of your cheek.
I use this as well. I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
And I also have the vitamin D spray. I really like that too. And again, it's all in their ocean safe plastic, which is really good. So what else do you take? So you're taking magnesium, B12, vitamin D.
I have a post-it.
You have a list.
I have a list.
Oh, it's a pink one.
It is a pink one.
There is a theme.
Vitamin D, B12, and those are both the Better You sprays.
Okay, you take those.
Yeah, so I can show you my pot of pills.
Oh my goodness.
So that's.
Oh my goodness. How often do you take that? Is that every day?
That's every day. That's
wow.
a day's worth.
How many pills have you got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 different things.
And there's actually 1, 2 missing. And there's 2 more hiding under there.
25.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And this is a mixture of prescription drugs
and
nutrients.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So I take Ones that might be useful is the OptiBac probiotics. I didn't know we were doing this, so I'm afraid they're all out of their packaging already. Because it's a histamine safe probiotic.
Oh, is it? Interesting.
Yeah. OptiBac every
So
day.
those of you who are new, who are just joining, I can see we've got hundreds more people on Instagram. Lily has been writing and blogging a lot over recent months about chronic pain and in particular migraine. And we recorded lots of podcasts about chronic pain and migraine. And one of the things that she's doing as part of her journey is having histamine-free foods and a low histamine diet, which is super boring.
So boring.
But is really interesting in the lowering of mast cell activation. We've written about this online. So if you're interested, if you're somebody with chronic pain, you know somebody with chronic pain, do follow Lily. She's amaryllis.earle on Instagram. But also head to Earle Wellbeing, and maybe, Amy, you could pop the link up to the article that we've got on histamine and also about chronic pain. Dr. Tina Pears, who I've podcasted with, talking about mast cell activation. Really interesting new research, which I'm going to be podcasting about hopefully soon, because they are linking mast cell activation and immune system disorders with long COVID and also conditions like POTS. So I think this is just the beginning. We're just beginning to hear about all this. So if you're somebody that has a history with migraine or with chronic pain or with any of these really hard to treat autoimmune, ME, MS, all sorts of things that are damaging for the immune system, you might like to take a look and have a read up on histamine and see whether that could be affecting you. So low histamine supplements are important because anything fermented and cultured, I can't have.
So all that gut health stuff.
I know. All that healthy kefir I was feeding you with all those years was making you worse.
Yes. So you have to be careful if you have this, which probiotics you take.
But you can find them, and we have got a list actually on Earle Wellbeing. You can just click there and it shows you a list of all the histamine safe probiotics, because obviously you need your gut health. You need to look after your gut because that's part of the immune system.
I think Lainey even put this one in Linktree on Amazon.
Oh, okay, great. So you can find it.
So you can find it there. And then I've got other ones that are specifically. This one is a vitamin B complex with biotin from Oxford Vitality, which is very good. And then the rest are all ones that specifically help with histamine. So this is...
What's that one? That's a greeny one.
It's bright yellow. It's
quercetin. That's another really interesting supplement. They're also using that in some of the COVID tests that I've been reading about.
Yeah, quercetin. It's a natural colour in vegetables.
That's the colour. Oh,
yeah, that's where it comes from.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
What's that pink one?
This is Flexophenidine, which
that doesn't sound like a vitamin.
No, this is a prescription antihistamine, which I take twice a day. I take a double dose of it.
Wow. And what about that multicoloured thing there?
That
looks like it's got 4 pills in one.
Yeah, it's 4 pills in one inside one little capsule. It's very clever. It's come from Germany, obviously. And this is DAO, which is the name of the enzyme that breaks down histamine, which I don't produce enough of. So I take this before I eat food, because food contains histamine. And also the very act of digesting produces histamine.
Gosh, it's a hard thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really hard. Lots of questions here about... do you think too much of anything can bring about an intolerance? Both my eldest at 20 and now my 19-month boys are both lactose intolerant. I love dairy. I don't think so. I think a lot of it is genetic. Very interesting question. I have been doing some genetic tests, and I'm going to be talking more about this on Wednesday. And one of the reasons that Lily takes so many vitamins in such specific doses is because you were tested, weren't you?
I was, yes, I was tested. Dr. Tina Pearce got me tested.
Yeah,
first.
So she recommended it. So it's all part of this journey, which we're all kind of here on together, I think, in this community.
And so certain nutrients, your genes that do certain things, they're all supported and use certain nutrients. So therefore, the theory is that you take the supplement or eat extra food that contains the nutrients of that contains the nutrient that the gene, that if your gene doesn't work very well on something, to support that gene's full function. If that makes sense.
It makes total sense. And so Lily was the first one in the family to do this. It's a company called Life Code GX.
Yeah.
And I podcasted with the founder, Emma, which will be coming out shortly. And I'm hoping that she's going to be joining me on Instagram on Wednesday.
Oh, excellent.
And we're also going to sort out a Liz Loves discount, because it is quite expensive. It's several £100s to do the test. But when you do it, you get this whole report that maps your genes, that tells you what particular vitamins you need to take. And it also throws up the lactose intolerance gene. So if you, it absolutely says for sure, because your genes are your genes, you know, they're what you're born with. So I always say it's a bit like a deck of cards that you're dealt. Those are your genes, but you don't have to despair, because there are certain things. This is where this whole science of epigenetics come in. So epigenetics is the science of influencing our genes. Oh. So although you were dealt a certain deck of cards,
I was
genetically,
yes,
I'm very sorry about that. I feel
okay.
unbelievably guilty as your mother. But we can make differences and change the way your genes are working through epigenetics. And that's what this nutritional screening does. Because, for example, it showed that you don't process vitamin D very well.
No, I don't.
So you need extra vitamin D.
So I need to take extra.
You need to take extra so that your body has more then that it can absorb or get from...
There's more to work with.
Exactly,
yes.
more to work with.
Yeah.
And various things like that. So anyway, I'm going to talk more about it on Wednesday. So if you're interested in hearing about how to really identify what vitamins work for you, and I have to say, for me, it's been totally revelatory. I think it's been a revelation because you know for certain then what you need.
Yes.
For example, I mean, I won't talk too much about it now, but I'm very excited about it. One member of our family was found to completely block vitamin D. So that means that instead of having 1,000 international units a day, which is the regular amount, they need 10,000. And since increasing the dose, they just feel so much better on every level. And they would never have known that without actually having the genes looked at. So it's really fascinating, and it's so amazing, isn't it, how often these dark clouds have silver linings. You know, you with your chronic pain and your awful health condition has just opened up so many exploratory avenues in terms of histamine, which we now know is such an important part of our immune system.
I know.
Who knew? I didn't know.
I
didn't know that histamine was actually a fundamental part of the way our immune system works.
And our digestive system, and our nervous system, our stress response.
So many things.
So many things. I just thought it was mosquito bites and nettle
stings.
stings.
Yeah, I mean, and I always wondered why you reacted so badly. That was another little clue.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you are allergic to avocados.
Yes,
and avocados are hugely high in histamine. So that was another good thing. Can you imagine me, well-being person, eldest daughter, allergic to avocados? I mean, that just
daily peril.
Can't have kefir.
No.
You know, I mean, are you really part of this family? I do wonder. Anyway, let's talk about other things that you've learnt on your journey, because one of the things that I've been talking about before Christmas was the LED mask that Lily is bringing in from South Korea, and it's so fascinating. And again, this is something that came out of your journey for chronic pain, because you started looking at LED light, didn't you, for pain?
I did, yes, and infrared light, near infrared light.
So talk about the differences between LED, you know, when I think of LED, I think about low energy light bulbs.
Yes.
You know, I don't really think of it any further than that.
So it's low level, its technical name is low level laser therapy. There's another technical name.
I like
for
laser
it.
therapy.
Yeah.
I used to go for laser facials before lockdown.
So, but it's low level. So that's what the different wavelengths of light have different effects on your skin. The reason our mask from Zelratan does even better and is more powerful is because it combines the LED light with the near infrared light.
So what's near infrared light then?
Near infrared, so you've got the light wavelength spectrum, you know, with visible light, and then near infrared is in non-visible light.
Right.
So it's right at the end of the difference between the visible light and the infrared, which is non-visible light spectrum. And what it does is because of its wavelength, it can penetrate deeper into the skin.
And what happens when it penetrates the skin?
So it means that it penetrates 12 times deeper than LED light alone. And that means it can actually get to the fibroblasts in the skin that are responsible for producing collagen. And hyaluronic acid within the skin.
Yeah.
So you literally hydrate and plump the skin from the inside out, basically.
It's so fascinating. So Lily first started this. I'm going to take my lovely travel wrap off. By the way, this is my pink travel wrap. I think they've got similar on their websites, and you do, on the travel wrap website, you do, at the moment, there's a Liz Loves for 10% off. So if you fancy a cosy comfort blanket,
lovely.
We do love travel wrap, don't we?
We really do.
So thank you very much, Neve, for extending that through January to keep us warm and toasty. Now, I have got my cell return mask. I talked about these just before Christmas.
Yes.
And said that we would do a deep dive into them. They are the most extraordinary thing. They are...
It looks snazzier.
Okay, you make it look snazzy. See, I wear mine without the...
You can, wear it
without the front. You've probably seen on Lily's Instagram all sorts of really high-tech. She's so high-tech, this girl. So I'm learning so much about a whole different area of beauty, but oh my goodness, does it work?
Seriously.
So I'm going to take the cover off.
Yeah, because then you can actually see it. The lights at work better.
Okay, so you will see it flicker. It doesn't flicker in real life. It just flickers on the screen. Red mode, so it's talking to us. So inside here, how many of these little bulbs are there?
1,026.
1,026 bulbs.
That's why it's the most powerful in the world.
The most powerful in the world, and my girl brought it from South Korea. I'm so proud of you, darling. It is just extraordinary. So I use this now every single night. I have it. That's why I have it in my bedroom, because I literally, it's the last thing of my nighttime routine. I put it on and I wear it. I do. I wear it and I do my breathing and I just go to sleep. And then I'm usually asleep, and then I just sort of, as I'm dozing off, it turns itself off automatically.
It does after
and
20
then I
minutes, yes.
Unclip it and put it to one side.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I found that the red light, since using it, I sleep better.
Yes, we've had quite a few reports about that.
So what's the connection then, do you think, with red light and sleep?
Well, there have been studies on it, not specifically on our mask, although we'd like to do that in the future. But in the same way that blue light, from our screens and our devices, mess with our circadian rhythm and keep us awake in the evening, red light has the opposite effect. Red light makes us go to sleep.
Interesting.
So the red light will be, it's kind of double benefit of red light is for keeping the skin looking younger and healthier, fine lines, skin sagging, skin density, but it will also be helping your body unwind and getting those signals from the eyes that it's time to go to, your brain will be getting those signals from the eyes. And
it's completely safe to use around the eyes. You can open your eyes.
Oh yeah, it's completely safe.
Completely safe.
It's completely safe. We do provide eye shields for if you want them, but you don't have to use them. They are completely safe.
I never use them, I must say. Interesting that you talk about skin density, because I've noticed since using it. I mean, you've lent me one back, I think, in the summer.
Yes.
And I was a bit sceptical because they're expensive, and I thought, it's just some kind of fangled gadget.
Yeah.
But I started to see the glow in my skin.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, and I barely use any skincare these days.
I know, that's one thing I've noticed
I just feel that I don't really need it, and my pigmentation is down.
Yeah.
So I used to get little brown age spots up here that I'd occasionally go and have kind of lasered off, and they just seem to be fading.
Yes, the mask will do that.
It is the most extraordinary thing, and what I love about the design is that because it goes all the way down here, I've just pressed a button, it's gone into blue mode. Because it goes all the way down here, you do your neck as well.
I know, most LED masks on the market stop here.
Yeah, but this one, look, I'm doing it right down to here.
Yeah, goes all the way down, and the neck is such an overlooked part of it.
Yeah, I was talking on my podcast with Dr. Rebecca Booth, the American gynecologist who has the Veneffect skincare range, and she was saying about how the skin has a different structure here with different estrogen receptors, which is why it's so prone to aging, and actually getting the collagen and the elastin fibres. But you know, by stimulating them, it really is a remarkable piece of kit. Now I've just pressed the top button here because there are 3 modes. So this one is blue.
This is blue mode.
So I tend not to use blue mode. Tell me what the blue mode is about.
So the blue mode controls sebum levels in the skin. So if you're prone to very oily skin, it's also antibacterial and antimicrobial. So it's really good for blemishes, breakouts, acne sufferers. That's what the blue mode is for.
It's amazing for acne. We actually also have somebody in my family who's had really bad acne and been on doxycycline and all sorts of things, whose skin is now almost completely clear through using this, and they haven't even been using this every day because they've just been, you know, borrowing it. And we're going to do some before and afters. I think you're going to have them on your website, aren't you? And then the last mode, if I tap this one, tap it here, is pink. So tell us about pink. What does pink do?
Pink is a combination of red and blue, and what it does is it's very calming on the skin. So it's for inflammation, scarring, hyperpigmentation, rosacea. That's what pink mode is for.
And you use it for 20 minutes, and then there's also, there's a little cycle here. If you press it again, this is fast mode.
Yes, which is 7 minutes of red and then 1 minute of blue and 1 minute of pink.
So if you've just got 9 minutes.
9 minutes, full whack of everything.
Amazing? Now, it is expensive. I think on your website it's like £1,800.
It is. We've currently got £150 off. So
Have you?
Yes, we do. So it's £179.49.
Because we've got a Liz Loves 10%.
Yes.
Is that off the sale price?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Is. So it's a double sale?
Yes, it's a double sale.
Oh, fab. Okay, so it is very expensive. However, you've been selling them to beauty salons, haven't you?
Yes, we have.
Like nail technicians. So when lockdown is over and these poor salons can reopen, it's the kind of place where you could encourage a local salon.
Yeah, to have it as an extra service. Yes.
But, you know, I know for a lot of people who, I mean, I can think of myself, over the last year, I haven't had a facial. I used to go and have laser and light facials, which I absolutely love. I really rate them because they're non-invasive. The technology, I mean, that was before I knew that Lily was even investigating this. And, you know, I've written about it in the magazine for you know, the last couple of years. So, you know, for me, that's not a new thing. The new thing is finding something that is salon powered. Yes. That we can do at home. And, it, you know, I think with more of us having spent time at home and, you know, maybe having a little bit money left over because we're not going on holiday or we're not going to restaurants or having the salon treatments that we might have, you know, done over the last year or so. This, I think, is something that genuinely works, and I wouldn't be sitting here. I know you're my daughter, but I can...
Disclaimer, but
no,
yes.
Yeah, totally, absolutely throw it out there, but there is no way that I would be supporting this if I hadn't seen my own skin at the age of 57 dramatically improve. And I was so excited for you, honey. Show me this clipping.
Yes, okay. It's an online clipping, so it's not. It doesn't look terribly pretty.
Well, you printed it out.
I put some hearts on it.
But this, who wrote this? Which was the magazine?
This is Hannah Coates, who is the digital editor of British Vogue.
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 Exciting. Vogue. So she was one of the very first, wasn't she? Beauty
was,
journalists to receive the mask, because obviously, you know, Vogue magazine, they like to be first. So you lent her one, didn't you?
Yes, basically? We did.
And what did she say about it?
She said, well, the headline is, "This is the Korean skincare gadget everyone should have on their wish list." And like you said, with people staying at home and not having beauty treatments, in March and April, Google reported searches for DIY beauty treatments have quadrupled.
Wow. I hope you're going to be able to get enough of them.
I know, exactly. And she wrote, because...
is this on your website? We'll be able to find it.
Yes,
it is.
It's linked on our website if you want to read the full one. She talked about red mode helping with sleep, that blue light has had lots of research behind it for affecting mood and SAD. And it's something that we hope to specifically do a study for, specifically for our mask as well, rather than just blue light in general.
So the blue light, if I wanted to use blue light kind of therapeutically, is that something that I would be using maybe in the morning?
Yes, you'd want to use it in the morning because of the circadian rhythm. So
it's waking you up, it's telling your brain it's time to get up, be active.
Some people have blue light bulbs on their desks that they use in the morning to help give their brain those signals to wake up.
Really good idea.
And then red ones in the evening. So she says here, aside from these rather helpful side effects, talking about the sleep and the mood, it is brilliant for the skin, and that is one thing I can personally vouch for.
Oh, how nice.
Vogue vouchers for it.
Vogue vouchers for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Having started my time with the mask after a rather deep microneedling session, which left my skin red, raw, and very itchy, I was on a mission to heal it as quickly as possible. Cell return had my back.
Love it.
Deploying red mode, I masked religiously morning and night for 20 minutes a time and found my skin healed infinitely faster than I was expecting. Since then, the blue light has been my best friend, helping take down masked knee breakouts and general stress spots and aiding relaxation. It is expensive, but for those wanting the best on the market, this might just be your guy.
Wow, well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Doesn't get any better than that, does it really?
No.
And I know that you've had lots of testimonials, because I mentioned it just briefly on my Instagram just before Christmas, and quite a few people already hopped on and got it. And you're following up, aren't you, with people to get feedback?
Oh yes, absolutely.
And customer comments.
Yes, and we'd like to set up a Trustpilot account.
Brilliant.
So we can have that independently as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of questions about it.
Yes.
The light bulbs, you say you've got 1,000 of these little light bulbs in here.
1,026.
1,026, okay, very precise, which is good. You've got to know your stuff.
Yeah.
How long are they going to last? Are you going to be forever changing these light bulbs?
No, because they're LEDs, and LEDs last for a very long time. So these LEDs last for 50,000 hours.
50,000 hours.
Yeah.
So if you're using it like every day.
Every day at 20 minutes a day.
Yeah, which is what I do.
Yeah, it works out at 410 years.
So I'm not going to be changing any bulbs.
You
never know.
And it also works out at 52p a use.
All these vitamins. Okay, 52p a use.
Yes, it
No,
does.
not over 400 years.
No, over oh gosh, I can't remember how 10 years. 10 years.
10 years.
Over 10 years.
And will it last 10 years?
Yes, it should. There's no reason why it shouldn't. We do have a warranty on it, but there's no reason why it shouldn't.
Okay, so there's a year's warranty.
There is a year's warranty. We're a very new startup, the company in the UK.
Yeah.
We've been going since 2008 in South Korea, but in the UK we only started in September. So we're looking into providing extended warranties.
Great. So it is a very simple thing. I mean, it's genius, but it's simple. So there's not really much to go wrong.
Yep.
Wireless, rechargeable. So if you've got 1,000 or so bulbs that are lasting 400 years, I mean, that's kind of it, really. So there's not much that could go wrong. There's no moving parts or anything like that.
No, there isn't. And it's all recyclable. And so if it did break, or it was exchanged for a new one, or you decided that you didn't want it anymore because you fell and hit your head, then it's all recyclable.
Okay, great. And do you wear it with the cover? I mean, why? I mean, I've seen your pictures on Instagram with this real kind of space agey thing. What's the advantage of that? Should I be wearing it with that? Because I don't tend to use that.
You don't have to at all. I wear it with that because I like that. Then I'm in like a little cocoon.
It's dark inside.
It's dark inside.
Okay,
it blocks the eyes. You can just take it off, or we actually have a silver cover, which I don't have with me.
Is yours the same colour as mine?
Yeah, well, it's the same but black.
Oh, you've got a black mask.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it does come in black and gold or white and gold.
Very Darth Vader.
It is, isn't it?
Quite masculine. I guess guys could use it. I mean, it could be for the whole family. Oh, look at that with the red. That looks really quite amazing, doesn't it?
It does. So yes, no, guys can use it. Great for razor burn,
right?
Inflammation, just generally looking after their complexion.
I was talking to a guy the other day actually who had really bad psoriasis. I was recommending some kefir.
Yes.
For him, and actually using the pink light.
I was about to say pink light could help with the inflammation.
Yeah. So you could. I mean, if you share it between the family.
Yep.
you know, for me, I'm using it obviously for aging and getting my skin plump and glowy.
Yeah.
I've got a younger member of the family using the blue light for acne. If there was somebody around, you know, with psoriasis or eczema.
Yeah, you actually have 2 members of the family who occasionally use it for acne.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, without betraying any confidence, I
Yes.
do. And then I have another member of the family. Well, he's kind of still a member of the family. Who has got his eye on something else. So this is something very new. Now, you've only got a few of these, haven't you?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
We
so this is a new thing.
But this is our new launch.
This will come from Korea. Tell us about this.
This is the Hair Alpha Ray. And this is to look after scalp health, to help with hair preservation and regrowth.
Regrowth of hair.
Regrowth of hair.
So this is very interesting for men and for women.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
So this, again, it's all wireless and with one touch button. It has a little charging cradle that it sits on.
How many bulbs are in that then?
720.
Do you want to turn it on?
Yeah.
I want to see what it looks like.
Talks to you.
Love that. Power mode.
So that's what it looks like inside.
So so for guys, they would just wear it.
You just wear it for 20 minutes.
Can I try?
Yeah.
How does it go
You
on?
just pop it on
that,
your
that
head.
way around?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
wow,
don't have
that's
to
like a cycle helmet.
Like a cycle helmet.
Okay.
But just pop it on so it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
So you just wear that around the house, and then where the lights are really activating on the follicles.
yes.
Does it work?
It does work, and
It
I will
does
tell you why it works. So most of these devices, because this isn't a unique idea using light for hair loss.
Right.
However, most of the light gets absorbed by the hair and doesn't actually make any hair that you have remaining,
Okay.
or the very top layer of skin. It doesn't actually make it to the hair follicles and the fibroblasts within the skin. So this, similar to the face mask where we have the near infrared light that makes it different, this uses red light and then 2 different wavelengths of near infrared to really make sure it gets down deep into the
So
scalp.
it's different then, the pattern and the light is different from
Yes,
the face mask?
It is, because you wouldn't want hair to grow on your face.
That is a very good point.
Yeah.
You would not.
No.
I would actually really be quite annoyed
Yes.
if I started getting hair on my face.
Yes.
So because it works, it has to be different.
It has to be different, yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And I know that you've got kind of trials going on with that, but
Yeah.
this is something that's been used in Korea, and South Korea are just the masters.
Yeah, it has 3 different strengths. So
It has 3 different strengths. Wow.
yeah. It has 3 different strengths, you put it on soft mode to begin with, so that while your skin gets used to it, because you can
Okay.
sometimes feel a bit of tingling
Okay.
when you first start using it, and then you work your way up to power mode.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I know Harry's been using that, hasn't
Harry
he? He's
has been
trialling
using
it.
it,
How long did
yeah.
he use it for?
He's still going with it,
Okay.
but he's been using it for about a month now.
And what's he seen?
He's definitely, I think he's not thinning as quickly. We haven't seen any regrowth. You'd want to use it for about 3 months before you start to see regrowth.
Interesting. You're taking pictures?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Great. How very exciting. You know, when I look at South Korea and I look at the beauty industry there, you know, if you look up South Korea beauty, they are, I don't know why, but they are so forward,
Yeah,
aren't they? With
K-beauty
their
is.
K-beauty, it's
Yeah.
called Korean beauty. They are so forward with their technology and their way of thinking, and I don't know, I guess it's because they just want their skins to be super smooth and super young, don't they? They are just completely dedicated to that
And
goal.
also, I think as well, certainly at Cell Return, they have a best of the best philosophy. So the mask, this is the 4th generation of face masks that they've done. They spent 70,000 hours developing it.
Wow.
And, you know, they didn't settle for just a beauty grade license. They are now a medical manufacturing company.
Really?
Yeah. We have to say it's a beauty device over here in the UK, but hopefully soon we'll be able to say it's medical, because of the way the licensing is different.
That's
but
fascinating.
it's actually produced to medical standards.
So they started it, what, 15 or so years ago?
So they started researching in 2006. The company was formed in 2008. And their research was based off the back of research that NASA did.
So why were NASA looking at light?
They were looking at light and near infrared light specifically to grow crops in space.
Wow, to grow things.
To grow things in space.
So growing things is like growing hair,
Yeah.
growing collagen, you know, growing and renewing and rejuvenating things.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole thing. They found that it helped with cell rejuvenation. They then tried it on their astronauts to help look after their astronauts out in space. and they still use it today. And Cell Return have taken that idea of skin rejuvenation or cell rejuvenation, applied it to the skin and the hair to create it into beauty standards.
Isn't it? I mean, I love these journeys, and I love these stories, and I love the authenticity that you were researching LED for pain.
For pain.
So how do you find that? I mean, with migraine, could you use that alpha ray for the hair?
Yes, so I do use them acutely, both the alpha ray and the face mask, because I also get quite a lot of facial pain as well. Yeah. And the reason that I have to make notes of it because they're sciencey words. Okay. So originally I was actually looking at infrared. And then I started to look at near infrared because a friend of mine saw this mask featured on a South Korean Netflix show.
Oh, really?
Called The King. Yeah, so she was like, oh, why don't you check them out? Because she knew I was looking into it.
Amazing.
And what happens with near infrared is called the NIR effect, so the near infrared effect. And it inhibits the action of
prostaglandin E2.
Yes.
So prostaglandin is that, so that's an inflammatory
factor. That's an inflammatory. So that is
Okay.
anti-inflammatory by inhibiting the prostaglandin E2. It inhibits that. It also inhibits the expression of cyclooxygenase 1 and 2, which are pain messenger chemicals.
That's extraordinary.
Yeah, so that's how it works. So that's how it works to reduce pain. So I was looking at it from that angle.
Yeah.
And also, as you know, when I was really, really ill, or had been ill for a long time, my skin was so sullen, I was so pale,
Yeah,
my eyes were like, my bags
and your skin
were down
was just
here.
so grey.
So grey.
I mean, now it's kind of perverse because nobody believes that you're so ill.
I know.
Because your skin is just so
I look
glowy
great.
and you look so well. It's like, no, she's really in a lot of pain. But I've just spotted something else that you highlighted on that piece of paper, which I just want to read because I don't know very much about near infrared light. And it says here, additionally, near infrared has been proven to activate fibroblasts, stimulating collagen synthesis and promoting skin density.
Yes, yeah.
So that is really interesting. Is this the only mask that has near infrared?
It's not
in the UK.
It's not. However, another brand does, and I won't name them because they only have 42 bulbs.
42 bulbs.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
Of specific, we have specific near infrared. There's 342.
Oh, 300 more.
Yeah.
Cool. We like that. Knock them out of the
1,000
park.
and 1,026
and
in total
1,000
of the other stuff. Yeah. So.
Excellent, honey. It's so great to be able to take a deep dive in it. And I know, obviously, it's not going to be, for everybody. But I think what it shows is that there are so many interesting new technologies out there that we're going to be hearing more and more about. And for me, I love the fact that we can rejuvenate our skin and our hair with minimum effort and with minimum risk, because obviously, you can go for hair transplants or you can go for facial procedures and all of these things, but they're never without a risk.
They're not. And also with hair transplants, the efficacy of the hair alpha ray has been found to be more successful than hair transplants because of the failure rate of hair transplants.
Because the follicles don't always take.
Because they don't always take. Also, people are using them in addition to hair transplants to help with the wound healing.
Okay,
because of the near infrared.
Yeah.
So if you know someone who's thinking of it, this is a really good thing to make sure it works.
Yeah. And a lot cheaper too than a hair transplant
that
or a
too.
facelift.
Yes.
Well, there we go. Brilliant, sweetheart. Well done, and thank you very much for our discount. How long will you have the double discount, do you think? Just asking for a friend.
Just asking for a friend. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'll talk to them.
Okay, you have to talk to your team about that.
I'll talk to my team because it's a January New Year discount.
Okay.
So,
all right. So thank you for the double discount. We really appreciate it.
We'll make sure it's in place for all the Liz Loves users.
Great. Thank you very much. So I am just being asked here a few more questions. Firstly, what is Lily wearing? So I don't know whether you watched me just before Christmas, but I did a little reveal of some of the lovely Sanson and Reed things from Annie. And this was something that I bought and I showed it. And I just said, this is actually a Christmas present for somebody who shall remain nameless. Well, there you go.
It's a Christmas present for me.
Yeah, it's a Christmas present for you, which I love.
I love it.
Isn't it fab?
It's great. It's got
really
this lovely
suits you.
pattern and then the leopard print as well.
Love a bit of leopard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my leopard print skirt, which I really love.
Yeah. And then also this headband is also from Annie as well. Yes.
And interestingly, it's soft enough that you can wear it.
It is.
Because you can't wear very many headbands.
I can't wear very many headbands. To my
eternal regret.
Eternal regret.
Yeah.
I know. And
you
they're
do
in the
regret
shop
them.
trying them on and have to.
It's just too tight.
They're too tight.
And Annie has continued her Liz Loves discount. So there's 10% off all her dresses and accessories, like the lovely headbands and belts. And thank you, Annie. We love what you do. So nice, because she only ever has a few of things. In fact, I was looking at her Instagram over the weekend, and she's great because she was posting things and she was saying, I've only got one of these. But, you know, if you want it, then it's here. And you go, well, that's great, because sometimes you don't want what everybody else has.
Exactly.
So if you watch her, you know, you can just dive in there and get things, you know, that other people haven't got.
Yeah.
So, a couple of other questions here. This is back on one of our favourite topics, HRT, from Nikki on Instagram, who says, hi, I've been reading about CBD oil. Is it safe to take with HRT? Yeah, interesting. So, CBD, funnily enough, is a big feature in the magazine. We've got a finger on the pulse, I tell you. Hey, Baz, where are you going? Come on up here. So, CBD, yeah, here we go. This was written by our chief health and beauty writer, Ellie Smith. So, all about CBD. She writes a lot about it. There's no reason why it would contraindicate with CBD. It says here, I mean, this is talking about skincare, but it says CBD is a welcome addition to any skincare routine, does not interfere with any other active ingredients. I think the thing to remember about HRT is, particularly when you're using the body identical estrogen, you know, the gels, the sprays, the patches, or you're using the micronized progesterone, they're body identical, so they're the same as you have in the body. So it's a natural hormone. You're not taking a drug that's then going to interfere with something else or have an adverse reaction. You're just replacing what you had anyway. So there's no reason why it would interfere or mess up anything else, because it's not an artificial substance. It's a naturally occurring substance that we have within our own bodies that we used to have. I mean, you've got loads of natural estrogen because you're 30. I have got less of my own estrogen because I'm 57. But
you're like Miranda's mum.
What I call love Patricia. Oh, I haven't seen her for ages. I last saw her actually just must have been maybe a year ago. She was in a thing in the West End, which I went to. And we had a quick catch up after. But yes, we have been enjoying reruns of Miranda, haven't we? Anyway, yes, I am what I call 57, which means that I have a lot less of my own estrogen, but I have topped up lots of estrogen by replacing it with my gel, which is body identical. So it's exactly the same as the stuff that I had before, exactly the same as the stuff that you've got. Mm-hmm. So it's not changing anything. I don't have to worry about, you know, interaction with any other kind of medication because it's not a different drug. So I hope that that reassures and answers. I've got a lot more information about HRT in my e-guide. It's called The Truth About HRT. You'll find it on Earle Wellbeing. And of course, Menopause Doctor. Love Menopause Doctor. Love her website. Loads of resources on that. Hope everyone's got the Balance app. Oh, your mask is talking to us.
Yes,
it's saying.
Oh, it just turned itself off.
So, yeah, Balance app. That's a free app for all women. I think it's really, really good because it's very educational. You can track your symptoms. It tells you, gives you a report that you can take to your doctor. It's super helpful. And then, of course, there's the Menopause Charity, which is hopefully coming soon. Thank you very much to everybody who helped with the crowdfunding of that, because that's going to have a helpline that's free, that any woman can ring and speak to a proper trained healthcare professional to get good information. And it will be. I mean, it's just tragic that we have to do this because the GPs are not being trained and are not being kept up to date, and there's a lot of wrong information that's coming from government sources still, unfortunately, but you know, we will get there. A couple of questions here. This is from Kieran on Facebook, who says, hi, are combined multivitamins as effective as separate supplements? Really good question. I think it depends on who is making them, because there is no one rule. You know, there are good manufacturers and there are less good manufacturers. I think that the independent ones like the ones that we know through our genetic testing that we need, the vitamin B12, the vitamin D that's so important for everybody. These are highly effective and they've been clinically trialled. We know that spraying things through the mouth, you've got all the little microcapillaries in your cheek here which make the vitamins very quickly absorbed into the body. I think that is extremely effective, and I think would be more effective than taking them in a general multi-purpose supplement, to be honest. So I actually prefer to get my nutrients from food where I can. I don't like to rely on multivitamins, but there are specific ones that I like to have in addition, which I know I need, like my vitamin D, my B vitamins, my magnesium. Those are ones selectively. But, you do have to be careful and aware, read up about it. So lots of information out there, lots of information on LizEarleWellbeing.com, obviously.
And I guess it depends as well how much of each nutrient is in a multivitamin.
Yeah, multivitamins tend to be quite low.
Yeah.
And I think also the absorption is really interesting. I talked about this on This Morning the other day, because when you take a multivitamin tablet, it's going through the digestive system, going through the gut.
Yes.
And there are a lot of enzymes and stomach acids and things that affect it, that reduce the efficacy of that supplement. So liposomal is a really good way of taking vitamins and minerals. We talk a lot about that. You'll find stuff online about liposomal vitamins because it goes straight into the system. It goes straight through the cell walls. It doesn't have to go through the digestive tract. And of course things like sublingual, so under the tongue or through the cheek, being absorbed that way is more effective.
And so much more pleasant.
Yeah, and they're quite tasty too, these
Yes.
sprays. Last question here about Magnesium Flakes. This is from Sarah Lou. Hi, on Instagram. And you say, I only have showers. Could you use the Magnesium Flakes as a foot soak? What a good idea. Yes, absolutely you could. So yeah, pop a few drops of lavender in a foot bath, or just a plastic washing up bowl, frankly, and just have a lovely soak.
Yeah, that'd be very nice.
Really nice before bed as well. Really reviving. Gorgeous. So, my goodness, it is, I can't believe that we've chatted for nearly an hour. It is quite extraordinary. Just to say that Dr. Lip, we do have an ongoing discount, 20%. We love Dr. Lip.
Love Dr. Lip.
A little bit of pink to brighten the day, so maybe we'll end on a little pink note. So this is the natural lanolin, 100% natural lanolin, and it's coloured with vegetable colours.
Ah.
So this one is the red radish. They've actually used radishes.
How lovely.
Isn't that great? It doesn't taste of radish. It
No.
doesn't taste of anything. Really pretty. But I love it because my lips are so dry at the moment.
Mine are too as well.
I think it's
actually.
the central heating and,
Yeah.
just the cold air. So Dr. Lip, head there, 20% off everything on their website with Liz Loves. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Thank you for all the comments and for the questions. I will be back with you on Wednesday. If you are interested in hearing more about what vitamins we can take and how our genes work, I am going to be joined by Emma Bezic. Okay, Michelle says, what's the name of the testing company? So, Life Code GX. So if you want to do some homework, listen class, pay attention. Homework for the next couple of days is go to lifecodegx.com and have a little snoop around, because it is fascinating, the bionutrient test that they do. As I say, it was Dr. Tina Pears, it was part of that histamine journey that put Lily onto it. Lily got her nutritional test back. I was completely blown away by it. I thought it was the most fascinating thing I'd virtually ever read to do with vitamins, genuinely. I then got myself tested. I then thought, wow, this is extraordinary. I then gave members of my family their bionutrient genetic testing as Christmas presents, and we've had the results back, and that's fascinating too. So I'm really excited to be talking about it. We have got a Liz Loves discount code with a really special offer, because it is quite expensive, but honestly, it's such a great investment. I genuinely can't wait to talk about it. But if you want to read up in advance, then please do, because it's a little bit complicated, but I'm sure Emma will explain it really, really well. And it's something that we're going to be talking about more and more. You're going to be hearing more about it, personalised, individualised nutrition, so that you know absolutely what you need. Like I was saying, you know, one member of my family, she was found not to be able to metabolize vitamin D. And therefore she has to take 10 times as much. And now she's on that routine, and she just feels so much better. You know, so in terms of anxiety and sleep and all those important things. So really, really important. Do please, if you can watch live, obviously it'll be on catch up on YouTube, Facebook and IGTV as well. Thank you for all your very kind messages. Thank you for your hearts.
We love them.
I never want to go because there are always so many hearts. You just think, I can't click off.
Can I just say, I saw a couple of messages about the mask ping up. Obviously, we've been on for quite a while, so we should probably go. But if you want to DM cellreturn.uk or give us a follow or whatever, you can find our website there. You can DM us. We'll answer your questions there as well, because I've just seen a few mask
Lily will be there answering questions. So do you have a Facebook or are you just on Instagram?
We do have a Facebook, which is Cell Return UK.
Okay, Cell Return as in CELL.
Yes, as in Skin Cell. Yeah, Return,
Cell Return
UK. Oh yes, and we do have one on Facebook as well.
We do. Brilliant. Yeah. Good. Well, you're going to have a busy day then.
Yeah, I know.
Chatting to everybody online. Super. Really nice to be with you all. Please join us on Wednesday and look forward to seeing you then. Have a lovely day. Nikki, yeah, I know. I mean, my skin is just glowing. I really genuinely can't talk highly enough about it. Anyway, check it out. DM Lily and see you Wednesday. Have a lovely rest of the day. Great start to the week. Hopefully we've turned your Blue Monday pink. That was the aim.
Yay!
Pink Monday. See you soon.
Bye.